He took out a tissue and held it under the old man's nose. The old man angrily said he wasn't dead, but when he pulled back the blanket to wake himself up, the missing blanket made him freeze. There was no reflection of himself in the mirror either. Then the heart monitor flatlined. The old man realized he was already dead. His son immediately called 911. At that moment, his wife took food out of the microwave. She placed a pork sandwich on the old man's body. The next second, the sandwich actually appeared in the old man's hands. But just as the old man was enjoying it, the son noticed a food package had fallen from the fridge. The wife's expression turned panicked. The son started questioning her. Seeing she couldn't hide it anymore, the wife confessed. She'd left the old man alone yesterday to go out. When she returned, he was already dead. The son said this was involuntary manslaughter. The family frantically tried to clear the mother of suspicion. Just then, the doorbell rang. A police officer arrived for routine questioning. Everyone started talking at once in panic, but it was too noisy for the officer to hear clearly, so he asked for one person to explain. But the daughter was too nervous to speak coherently. Then the old man started talking. To everyone's surprise, the officer could see him. The two began conversing. The family stared at the officer in confusion, but the officer didn't notice anything wrong. Just as he was about to leave, he noticed the old man on the bed looked exactly like the person beside him. The officer tried to leave in fear, but the old man stopped him. He hoped the officer could contact a friend for him. The officer fearfully grabbed a Buddha statue from the table, but the old man told him to get the phone from his bag. The terrified officer kept gesturing, but the wife misunderstood and brought a photo album. The officer had to do it himself. He found a photo of the old man with his friend. The officer asked the family to make the call, but the wife didn't want to, because the three of them had a love triangle in the past. The officer, done relaying messages, fled. The wife gathered up the photos. She thought about her husband's friendship. Finally, she dialed the old man's friend. Soon, the funeral home staff arrived. The body was loaded into the vehicle. The old man sat quietly in the car. Suddenly, he saw the scenery outside. The wife sensed her loved one's thoughts again. She stopped the hearse, then borrowed a wheelchair from a passing couple. The staff tried to stop her, but the wife firmly moved the body to the wheelchair. Passers-by hurried away in fear, but the old man fulfilled his final wish. However, the dead fear sunlight most. Blood trickled from the old man's nose, but he didn't want to leave. Then his friend arrived. He touched the wheelchair, recounting their past. Under his friend's gaze, the body was loaded back into the vehicle. Suddenly, the wife heard a bell ringing, as if her husband was saying thank you.